No, I guess I would be a hypocrite if I would say I wouldn't eat any animal other than dog. Dogs are our friends. Can't eat dog. Korea's got to get their shit together on that.
I've
I'd
been
rather
to
eat a person
none of
than a
these are
dog.
manatee. These are all humans. I'd recognize it anywhere.
Well, if it comes down to a person or a dog, I would have to eat what person actually?
It's a random person that's also in the
What if
plane
it's
with
like
us.
a well-marbled Dan Schneider?
We go down in the
Oh.
Andes. Here's the scenario. We go our plane goes down in the Andes. We're not going to get rescued for weeks at least. And holy shit, one of them soccer players is dead out there in the snow. We didn't know him, but man, is he fit. Those guys can run, okay? His backstrap, can you imagine? But there's also a Labrador who's still alive.
Mhm.
Ooh, okay. Well, then
I eat both.
yeah, we're going to prioritize the dead guy because the lab
Pele.
will be fresher later. And actually, the worst kind of human to eat would be like an endurance runner or a soccer player, because you know how you can get like rabbit starvation, like you'd get that
'Cause the
from
fat.
them. Because they're so lean, they don't have any fat content on them. You would
We'll
want
crack his bones open, get his marrow.
you'd honestly
True.
want someone who looks probably more
Get
like
his
me
marrow.
to eat.
Toby would
Eat his nuts.
Taylor would get so good at cracking the human bones open like crab legs and getting that
Oh
cooked
my
marrow
gosh.
out.
Taylor, how
got-
are you
what about
gaining
the-
weight? You guys are
Brains.
The
Man,
marrow
brains-
is so good.
Does look a
Aren't
lot
brains
like
made of fat?
human.
Yeah,
Not
but I
fat
think if you eat
brains
human
fuels
brains, you
highly
get
caloric.
prion disease, right?
Yeah, you can't eat the.
Well, if they
brains.
had a prion,
If
you don't want to take the risk though.
I don't know.
right?
The internet's made me believe those are like,
dude, I'd risk it.
pretty common, but I know they're not.
Prions, yeah. Well, they're just it's just a simple protein. That's why they're scary, and they can just kind of they came into existence. It's kind of weird. They're very mysterious. Prions are very mysterious.
I
Interesting. I didn't know
saw
it was
there's
just
a cow in Scotland that recently tested positive for mad cow, and there's a man in Michigan that tested positive for that new bird flu or whatever.
Mm.
So
Dude,
gonna be
bird
a
flu
fun
is
fall
so
season.
much less scary than mad cow.
really,
Is
Yeah,
it?
mad cow's the one that like eats your brain up, right?
I
Well,
have a
it's not
dumb
good for
question. Does it
Bird
hurt
flu, a
people?
little fucking orange juice.
Yeah.
yeah,
Good.
Yeah.
they have to
Ma-
slaughter
mad
the
cow-
cows.
Yeah, mad cow's also, I believe, a prion. I think.
It is.
So it's chronic wasting disease.
It's one of the, and it's caused by the shitty way agriculture is done. Like they feed cows ground up cows, and they feed cows
Mhm.
chicken shit. They
Weird.
They will feed cows chicken shit mixed in with feed. It's regularly done.
I've
I've done it.
Dumb question, Kyle.
I've done it.
Well, this is something, is it done on purpose? Like they
Yeah.
literally are like, oh, chicken poop is free
Yeah.
food.
It because it's expensive to feed cows through the winter.
Sure.
And if you mix in a big bucket of chicken shit in with a whole bunch of hay, they don't seem to mind.
But
Yep,
there's
and it's
calories in
more-
it. There's useful
more food.
Well, they eat grass normally, so chicken shit can't be that much less caloric than grass, you know?
My grandpa
And,
was not feeding his cows chicken shit. He was giving them sweet feed.
Sweet
Oh,
feed,
yeah.
motherfucker.
Through the hay, he just through the winter, he just had sweet feed.
Well, a ton of
Bales of
sweet
hay.
feed. Well, hay a ton of the time
No,
too.
they only get sweet feed when it's time to steal their babies.
Because I think
them
the chickens probably the way that their bodies and brains work, and because they have they're birds, they have really probably I assume bizarre digestive systems, so their shit probably has some of the nutrients that cows need because they're ruminants. I would assume some genius figured out that you can safely feed cattle shit for a period of time, obviously, and then there's
Safely.
Yeah,
But
you
the
get some derivations.
Yeah, I don't think it's unhealthy for them. I think you end up with a wet market type scenario. Although I saw someone point this out the other day. No one went back and apologized to the wet markets after we found out that it was a fucking lab that made the coronavirus. Like
Chinese
no one
biolab.
went back to those poor Chinese wet market salesmen with their 8 levels deep of iguanas and bats and parrots all shitting on
Right.
each other.
Yeah.
that
they
sell
do
for meat.
deserve an apology.
They do.
They do.
There was so
Yeah.
much libel and slander.
There
I
was so
know.
much.
They should sue.
They were just sitting there like eating the same shit they've been eating for a millennia. And then
Yeah.
suddenly they're like, hey, you can't eat bat wings anymore. And they're like, oh. Oh, Riri. That's what
They spoke English. That's cool.
in their shitty little market. Yeah. Big shout out to the wet market.
We love wet market.
Do
Yeah.
you know that
Let's
the
hear about
same
the-
cave
oh,
in
go
Africa?
ahead.
I was going to say the same cave in Africa is responsible for both Ebola and something called Marburg virus or something like two separate human viruses that are a real problem came from the same cave of bats in Africa, and the cave is still there.
Don't blow.
Like we haven't sent SEAL Team 6 in for those bats,
dude.
Let's fill that in.
That shit up. Fill that shit in. Yeah.
Actually, what's going on in those? Who's living near those caves? What are they?
We need to hit that one of those vacuum bombs they were using again in Afghanistan. Jesus.
Yeah, dude. Daisy cutter.
Why do we need bats?
There's a
Ticks.
that's true. There's always something, except for ticks.
Oh,
ticks pointless.
Ticks pointless. Sorry, I misunderstood.
They have to be. They're the worst.
Yeah, wasps kind of suck too,
as far as I know.
Yeah,
but some wasps animals that eat spiders. They keep spiders and hornworm, like a lot of things that infect fruits and vegetables and gardens and things. Wasps will kill them.
Interesting.
Ticks, though, I think ticks. We hate ticks. I think we can.
Ticks are a favorite food source of chickens, turkeys, and the message faded. I'm not going to open it up.
In Reedley, California, have you guys heard about the biolab that was there? There's a biolab in Reedley, California.
No. Are they getting ballsy with diseases or something?
It was a legitimate Chinese biolab that was operating in a small town in California. And a compliance officer just saw a fucking hose hanging out of the wall and was like, "That's not good." Got the proper permits, went in, and there was refrigerators that said Ebola and freezers that had every single disease, and the CDC and the federal government refused to look into it at all. And it was a legitimate Chinese fucking biolab in Reedley, California, amongst 40 or 50 that have been sort of reported since then.
Holy shit.
It's pretty wild. I made a video about it. If you look up Reedley 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 biolab, you'll find information on it.
Man,
Reedley biolab. It's crazy.
All that hullabaloo about masks and stuff, and now we're letting China set these up in California.
This is Obama's America.
This is fucking Obama's America.
Yes,
brother.
I blame Obama.
Yep. Yeah. And the guy who owned it, he got in trouble. He was already wanted for some fraud shit, and he got in trouble. And it was all shut down because he was buying expired test kits and rebranding them and selling them, like COVID tests and herpes tests and shit like that. Dude was a legend.
Not the herpes test. That could affect
this
people.
guy knows how to make money. This guy's
a genius.
Wall Street money never sleeps kind of guy. Always.
That's literally a Sopranos scheme. Remember, they were buying those pharmaceuticals that were expired from the Canadians and then repackaging them and selling them in the U.S.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good.
Even Tony wouldn't open a lab like that, though.
Yeah, he would.
No, Tony, he'd be too worried about it.
Yeah, he would.
Well, he wouldn't. We would be hands on, but if he just had.
Actually, you know what? Paulie and Sil would have handled. You're right.
He'd park his assets.
Yeah, and then Christopher would get high on drugs and then leave the door open, Tony, I'm sorry. I didn't.
You know how many test monkeys escaped, Christopher? 37 test monkeys, all full of AIDS.
Christopher, it's like you think these fucking monkeys are free or something.
How about? Have you guys heard of
got bit by one of your AIDS monkeys, Christopher?
Have you heard about the fucking AIDS monkeys in South Texas? The 200,000 Japanese snow monkeys down there that are wild
with
AIDS? In South Texas.
Oh no,
I made that part up. I just want to sit in. But there's a 200,000 strong tribe of Japanese snow monkeys in South Texas, which is awesome.
That's cool. We should buy a couple of those.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. I've never heard anything bad about Japanese snow monkeys. I've seen them hang out also in hot springs. I can't imagine them being very comfortable in Texas.
They're red faced.
Yeah, Zach, can you pull up a picture? I just Googled it and they look dope.
Yeah,
Japanese snow monkeys.
Yeah,
I would love to get more monkeys, more apes in the United States.
They're tiny. Same. I think bring them back. Bring them back, or bring them here.
Wait,
or whatever.
Were they ever here in the first place?
I don't know.
Well, you have.
You're really loading me up for bear here.
You have the New World monkeys.
Oh, look at him.
Yeah, those guys are sweet. Look at him. That guy, not a care in the world, moisturized in his lane.
That dude's high as fuck.
Look at him.
Yeah, I like those guys. But the monkeys we have here in the New World are South American lemurs, the long tail, prehensile tail monkeys. They're not nearly as cool as old world monkeys and apes. Stuff like chimps. I'm not saying to bring chimps over, like bonobos.
Oh, it's like a grandma monkey or something.
That's like
Perlman.
Remember when the Nazi looks into the Ark of the Covenant?
And his face melts like Crayola?
That's what he kind of looked like.
Yeah.
But I'm all in favor. If a politician came out, like if Trump was like, and I've been talking to a lot of people, they say we don't have monkeys. These other countries, they've got monkeys. We're bringing them. That's right, folks.
Japanese monkeys.
Yeah. They're talking about tax breaks. We need monkey breaks. Everyone gets their own monkey butler in Trump's America. Have any of you seen Dunstan Checks In? I was in that film. Like,
oh my God,
was he in that?
I don't know. I thought he was in Dunstan Checks In.
He was in
great
Home Alone
movie.
Too.
Yeah, but I would love
monkeys.
Think of the boon to our economy if we had monkeys and they kind of run around, they do their own thing. Not the dangerous ones, the fun ones.
I don't like that we have to borrow pandas from China. I kind of wish that we had our own pandas.
I'm over
here.
pandas, dude. They don't even want to be here.
Same.
Well, I think we should let them die. But that aside, you did see the one zoo that had Pomeranians painted like pandas?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that wasn't good for the panda credibility movement.
Dude, that was so fucking cute. That was so fucking cute. It's like, you know what? I'm not even mad. Come on, let's look at them. I didn't
a little curious. Did they try to pass them off?
Yeah.
Or was it just,
because Pomeranian puppies look like koala or panda cubs if you paint them, and they did.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like a goof. Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. No,
I guess
Chinese are always
get haircuts to make them look like lions.
I have this idea of China where everything is a bootleg copy or a fake to some extent. Like especially if you're on the periphery of mainstream, like maybe there's like a downtown nice Rodeo Drive in every Chinese city that's like, all this is real stuff. But look at that. Wow. That's fucking cute as shit. Like, dude, fuck a panda when that exists.
I am no zoologist, but this is not fooling me. Like,
no, you got to imagine you're up on the like raised platform area in the zoo, and you're looking down into a pit. Like they're down way below you, like 12 feet down there. They're milling around with real pandas. Seemingly, I was shocked that real panda coexisted with Pomeranian puppies, but they did.
I mean, real pandas won't even kill things to feed themselves. So, like,
I mean, come on, look at that picture on the right. The one on the left.
Don't they eat bamboo?
Yeah.
What do they need to kill to feed themselves?
Nothing.
No, that's what I was saying. Like, they're not gonna hurt the little fella.
All right. On Reddit 2 or 3 days ago, I saw the cutest fucking thing. So there's this panda that has been raised completely by humans because its mother rejected it or died or something. And so when the zookeepers would break its bamboo for it, because when it was little, it didn't know how. They were teaching it that, you need to break it like this. And the zookeeper was going, because it was hard to break the bamboo. So now the panda does that when he breaks his own bamboo. He goes, and no other panda makes the face. Only the panda who learned from humans, who also through effort were making a face.
I saw a video of that panda like effortlessly break it and then forgot and made the face afterwards.
It's so goddamn cute.
See, now you've got me coming around on pandas again.
That panda should be the ambassador for all pandas.
I mean, China gets to kind of decide the panda ambassadors because they hoard them like
English,
treasure.
He's from here.
You couldn't teach a panda to sign what they lied about Coco the gorilla.
Don't look.
Do a deep dive on Coco the gorilla.
Coco.
It's
do not deep dive Coco the gorilla the way you ruined Helen Keller for everyone. Don't do that to Coco.
I was waiting for it.
They were equal intelligence. Helen Keller and Coco the gorilla. They were both retarded, and there was Don't look into Coco the gorilla if you want to like have a nice childhood memory destroyed.
Yeah.
Because
let's just say if you can fake something to get money and grants for science, it's going to be faked.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just say that.
They're going to get that money.
They've been talking to gorillas since the 60s, I think, with sign language, like various gorillas, and they've never asked a question ever.
It's because they're not talking. They're like, if I move my hands
gorillas,
in this pattern.
That's crazy.
Okay. First of all, that's not true. They respond to questions and commands that make some sense. But they've never asked a question, which really gives you a look into what's actually going on.
Worthless.
You know what happens when you teach something to speak?
Is gorillas have all the answers?
They already know. Yeah.
But when you teach something to speak, it asks questions inevitably.
When you teach people to speak, they ask questions inevitably. That's a gorilla, though.
If it has
We
the
should
ability,
redefine the word sentience.
yeah, they're not sentient if they're not asking
This isn't
questions.
Lion King, okay?
You're the one saying a fucking
about-
gorilla is signing language and talking to
You
people,
think-
and you're
you
saying
think-
I'm
Yes.
living in Lion King.
You're upset because it's not Rafiki fucking drawing maps on its enclosure or something like that. That thing can clearly communicate.
Have you seen the
What
gorilla?
ants?
I think it was actually a chimp that
Ask
you
it
show it a
what
bunch of
flavor
numbers
it
and then it
wants.
redoes the pattern. Do you remember this?
Oh yeah.
Yes, the
The
chimpanzee
short-term
pattern recognition
memory.
is insane.
Yeah, I love chimpanzees.
Not recognition, but repetition.
Short-term memory, right? Their
Yeah.
short-term memory apparently is wildly good, way better than humans, which you wouldn't expect.
They gave it.
Yeah.
They basically gave it a bop it, pull it, twist it, and this thing's knocking it out of the park. It was a
Come
board
on.
full of lights that were shaped like. Look at that. No, he's prepared.
Yeah, he had the screw it version too. So
Slightly updated.
that's so
The
funny.
board sort of flashed like star. It's like broken up into quadrants, and it's like star, circle, fish, triangle, and it blinked out like a 15 symbol code, and immediately the chimp is like beep boom, beep boom, boop, 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 boop. And they
Yeah,
give it
I
a little
love
treat.
chimps.
He's like num num num, and they just keep giving him more, and he just,
The cool study thing with the whole gorillas, it reminded me of the ants and sentience. Have you heard of that, where the ants were in front of the mirror and they had a green dot? They looked in the mirror, saw themselves, tried to get the green dot off of themselves. So it's like the implication is that ants are sentient. They are aware that they exist.
they
That's cool.
recognize
I didn't know that.
themselves.
Yeah.
The idea, because dogs fail that test, I think.
Yeah, it's weird.
Do they?
Dogs are stupid.
Yeah, but I love them.
Well,
Mine
in
can
that
open
regard,
doors.
that test in particular, dogs are poor at.
I bet there's some kind of dogs
Come
that
here.
do well on it, like a border collie, like one of the real smart ones. I think it'd probably do.
My
that.
dogs wouldn't do well on any test.
Holy shit! That motherfucker don't know a goddamn thing.
Dude, try sneaking up on that guy with that peripheral
This
vision.
thing.
That
Oh,
dude
that-
needs like a retard helmet.
Have you ever seen the?
Oh, he's got a twin.
Have you ever
Those
seen those
poor
graphs where it's like the animals, like how predator eyes look, like
Yeah.
the tiger's eyes like facing forward, and then like the prey eyes just like big bulbous on the side? Those are prey-eyed.
Those are
dogs.
prey eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That little one
Man.
acts like an object, like it's not a living thing.
Which one's the little one?
The little brown one.
The
The
second
brown
one.
one. Okay.
Yeah.
They're still cute, and that's their job.
Yeah.
Like-
So I try to put them to work sometimes, but they don't work real hard.
They're not helpful on the farm.
Strap a mower onto them.
Yeah, they're not good at. They don't plow well. They don't guard well. They're fucking loud. Yeah, they yap, and that is just about it.
How many
Feel
would
like-
you need to connect to like a sled or a plow or something that's pulling you? I guess before, because I always think about in the Hobbit movie when that the brown wizard had the that whole thing of rabbits pulling his
Yeah.
chariot.
Radagast. Mhm.
Radagast, yeah. That seems
Yeah.
I'd
like
say
hard.
20.
That was a frustrating scene to watch. I really hated that.
Yeah, you
Tell
didn't
me
like
more.
the.
No, I did not
Was
like
it not true
Radagast.
from
being-
canon? What
No,
is
it was just the CGI ridiculously of it. Like when you
What
go
about when he was
from-
like, "These are sons of out rabbits," and then they cut to a chase scene, where he's like hauling ass and he's like sliding out like it's NASCAR, not NASCAR, but
It was
rally.
like Return of the Jedi.
it was too
It
much.
was so dumb.
Yeah,
was
it was,
so
it
I
was
don't like
really
Hobbit.
awful.
I don't like the
Hobbit
Hobbit
sucks.
movies.
Yeah, they did
Yeah.
a really bad job. Lord of
And
the
the
Rings
wargs,
rules.
somehow the wargs looked like shit
Yeah.
in that scene where they had actually
Agreed.
looked better in the trilogy.